afternoon. Well, the reason why I'm so broke too, besides the insulation that I spent for, I ordered this on eBay last week. And the box looks like it's seen better days. It unfortunately was shipped by FedEx, and from what I've been hearing about FedEx, they literally throw the damn packages. They're worse than United Parcel Service. That's what I don't know why my mind goes blank like that, but anyways, I'm going to open this. Now, I've been wanting a benchtop digital voltmeter. Something I can look at from a distance that has a lighted LED display. Now, I've been looking on eBay for a couple of months, and I can't touch a benchtop digital voltmeter for under $50, not counting shipping. So you're talking $70 to $100. Depends on some of them are greedy with shipping. This was $30 with free shipping. And we'll open it now and hope that it's not damaged. This one comes with leads and a power cord. And good. These are the kind of hook test leads that I like. I ordered some from eBay. These look like nice leads. And of course the standard computer type plug. Okay, looks like it's packed pretty well. And the guy says it works. The seller is in Florida. It's an old one. It's probably the late 80s. I have a bad habit of being off camera. Very bad habit of being off camera. And I'll tell you in a minute. It's a B&K Precision model 2831A, like an Alpha. I could not find anything on eBay that came anywhere near the $30 range. There were some that went for almost $100 and not working. Anybody that pays that kind of money, you've got to be rich. So it's in nice condition. It's only a 3.5 digit, of course, but for that kind of money, you're not going to get anything unless you want to pay several $100s. Now, let's see. Okay. Now we'll put this up like this. Maybe go a little bit more here. Alright, I'll stop the camera for a second here. Alright, we're going to turn her on here. Nice bright display. I don't know how well it shows in the camera, but it is really bright, and I can see this from a distance. You know, the meters like this are fine, but they don't light up like that. And I need something that's off in the distance. Now, ideally, what I wanted was one of them big bench meters that you don't need to hold it when you go to push the button. In other words, they're heavy and large, vintage type, or something that would give me like maybe 4.5 digits rather than 3.5. All right, but anyways, here's the, plug in the leads here. What the heck did they got here? Oh, I see. He just he plugged the negative into the positive. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's go check her out here. You know, I'm buying stuff like this, but I still haven't bought damn contact cleaner. So eventually, I only can buy so much at a time. So, hang on a minute. We got to get a voltage source going here. I got my power supply on. I'm just going to run it to its paces and see how the meter jives with one of my other meters. Okay, I've got exactly 5 volts coming out of the power supply here. So we're going to hook the Fluke 73 meter, which is usually the one that I go by on here. Be a little awkward to hold the leads on here, so I'm going to have to just hold them on, and hopefully, well, let's see if I can get this thing to stay here without knocking everything all over here. .97 on the Fluke, 4.97 on the Sears meter. All right, let's go up to 10 volts here. There's fine adjustment on the power supply here. Okay, that's 10 volts. See if I can get the leads back on here again. I don't know, I never can get the leads. 9.95. That's pretty close. Alright, we'll put it up to the max of this power supply, which is supposed to be 18.5, I think. So the power supply is all the way up. It's an 18 volt power supply. So let's see what we get here. $18.52. One thing I like is it has a continuity beeper that I can hear. On my digital meters, I've got a couple of them that I can't hear. The frequency's too high. I can hear that. Hear it? And you can turn it on and off. So when it's on the 200 ohm scale, that's the lowest, so it'll read down. I don't know what this will read down to. I got the manual in the PDF file. I called B&K Precision and they emailed it to me because I was not able to find it on the line online anywhere. So I like that feature. The leads are shorted together now. See? And very hard for me to see these. Yeah. You got resistance of the leads. Okay, so we're going to do some resistance checks here on this right now. The first thing I'm going to do, I just grabbed, these are 1 ohm, 1% resistors. and we'll just hook it into the leads here. Hang on a minute, I gotta do this off camera. I can't see to get these things in. All right, 1.1 ohm. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see if the beeper will come on. Yep, it does. All right, now that's 1.1. So let's check with the Craftsman here and see what I get. I should be using clip leads instead of holding them. .8 ohms. I guess this meter here won't read very good at low, down at low resistance. So reading 0.8, 0.7, 0.8. All right, here's 3 meg at 5%. Now, from the specs, I think this will only read up to 20 meg ohms. But primarily, I need it for reading voltages from a distance. That's what happened when I blew out the op amp in that Tektronix 3553, I can't even remember the model number. Anyways, I blew it out on the 40 volts power supply because I was bending over to look at my digital meter and the probe slipped. Whereas if I was using something like this, I can glance at it, pay attention to the probe and where it is. And of course I failed to use these type of clips because I didn't have any. I ordered some more on eBay, so I'll make sure I'm not going to be short-handed again. Now we're going to go find a resistor that'll read close to the 20 meg ohm range on this. Here is 10 meg, 5%. Okay, so it's reading quite well. If you're hearing that noise, it's raining out here, folks. We need it really bad. All right, so let's take that off. We're set at the highest ohms here. If you look right here, and I don't know if you can see that here, but the 20 meg ohm button is pushed in. This is an auto ranging. Auto ranging would have cost me at least $30 more. And I have been looking, believe me, I spent hours looking for something that would be auto ranging, and actually I was looking for a 4.5 digit display, but this is fine. So, but this cost me $30 with the shipping, free shipping. All right, I don't have anything over 10 meg in these resistors here that I received from one of my viewers. So what I'm going to do is put two 10 meg in series. I'll do that with clip leads, and we'll see. That would mean 20 meg, or it could be a little over, and we're going to find out if it's going to read beyond the range of this meter. The range of this meter is 10 meg ohms. So it'll be interesting to see what this will read up to. And to tell you the honest truth, I don't know how high my digital meters will read on ohms. Anyways, I'll be right with you as soon as I hook these up. Okay, it's over range. One read 10.12 and the other one read 10.5 or something like that. So here's what I did. I just got, rather than to take them out of the package, I just put a clip lead short of these two ends out here and put the meter leads down here at the bottom so that the resistors in effect are in series. But the meter only reads up to 20 meg, so obviously it's over limit. Now, this fluke here reads just about on with this. Disregard the B and K, it's not hooked up onto this resistor. This is the Fluke 73. So if I can manage to hook these wires on here without upsetting anything here and without getting my fingers across, let's see if that'll read 20 megs. That reads 18.57. Now it's changing. Okay, 18.558. Okay, that's what that's reading. Okay, now this is a 5.6 meg. 5.6 meg resistor. Okay, let's still put it on the B and K. .72. Now we'll disconnect it and put it on the Fluke 73. That made a liar out of me. I had 5.7 on that. That made a liar out of me. I had the reading was only like 1 decimal over. Reading 5.42. Well, you know, nothing's going to be precise anyways. You've got to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have anything that's going to read right on. You know, it's just not going to happen. Alright, what I'm going to read is line voltage now, and I'm going to do both meters, the Fluke 73 and this at the same time, because we're measuring line voltage, so it shouldn't matter. You wouldn't want to do this reading, you know, resistors or sensitive low voltages by having 2 meters connected at the same time to the same source, because 1 meter will pull on the other one and affect the readings, but we're talking line voltage now. So I got this marked with a black, you can't maybe see it on camera, but I got this marked here black, so that's going to be the hot side, just to make sure. Now this meter here, as long as you're no more than 500 volts above ground, you're okay. That's the max, 500 volts above ground. So in other words, if you're measuring the negative side of a power rail that may be several hundred volts off of ground potential being the power line, you're okay with this. But when it comes to doing that sort of thing, I would use the handheld meter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you hooked up for the line voltage, because the line voltage around here fluctuates by the minute. I could be 113, I could be 115. In the house I got a meter that's on all the time, a kilowatt, and that voltage is all over the place. So that's why I'm doing both meters at the same time. Hang on a minute. Alright. We've got pretty good line voltage here. We're reading about a volt difference between them both though. Now the Fluke 73, I got the book on it somewhere. I had this for many years. I'm not sure if this is a true RMS meter or not. And I don't even know if this is. Okay. So I'm sure that this is probably out of calibration. For all I know, all my stuff is out of calibration. my buddy Mike will calibrate it. He's going to calibrate my function generator when he gets back from vacation. He's got all the equipment to do that stuff. So there we go with the AC voltage. Now, we've already went through the DC voltage, but only on the low voltage. I don't have, well, I do have, yes, I could check with my capacitor bridge. But let me do that. Let me set you up for the high voltage check on this. Okay, because this meter is not auto ranging, and make sure my camera's recording here, and this is auto ranging, I'm gonna have to move up the settings here. This is on the 200 volt scale, so in other words it'll read to 200. So let's push up the ICO. .9, 94.3. We'll stop at 173 on the B&K. 172. That's only a volt different. I'm not going to worry about that. Now, just out of curiosity, when she hits the over limit, then just the one will show, and that means it's over limit. I did read the book a little bit. See, now it's over limit. We reached the 200 limit on this, so we got to go to the next scale, which is 1200 volts DC, but it's an 1000 volts AC. It doesn't say what the last digit is, but this meter will read up to 1200 volts DC. So we should be able to read all the way up to the maximum of the output of the ICO 950. We'll try to stop at 300 if I can here. All right, close enough. 301, 300. I'm pretty pleased with it. Now, we're going to keep going here. Boy, it's really raining out there pretty good. Up to 405 right now. 404 on this one. I found out my Sears meter that I got at the yard sale earlier this summer for $5. It's pretty off. It's off on resistance by quite a bit. All right, let's push her all the way up. It's 444 volts. 442 here. That's the most I'm going to get out of the ICO. Yeah, the ICO. So now let's put it on paper mica test and see what it is. On the paper mica test, a switch setting on the ICO 950, she puts out 395 volts, 394 here. And when you turn the range all the way down, she's about 40 volts. I'll put it all the way down now. 35 on one. All right, so we have to go down. We want a little more digits out of it here. 35.5. So this is not auto ranging. And like I say, I was looking for auto ranging, but all my meters years ago were not auto ranging anyways, except for this. And a lot of your digital handheld meters are auto ranging. So I'm pretty well pleased with this. And it has a diode test, but we're not going to go into that tonight. It's getting pretty, this video's getting way too long here. And I did want to give you Let's shut the ICO off here. I did want to give you a little review, show and tell, and I wanted to check it out, and I'm pretty pleased with it. For $30, free shipping. It's a B&K Precision 2831A, like an Alpha. They did make a 2831 without the A, but it don't look anything like this. And then there was a B, a C, and a D series, and they're a lot more money. So I spent a lot of time on eBay, so I'm very pleased with this. I remember mentioning on an earlier video that I didn't like the red LED displays, and the reason I said that is most of the time you can't see them. A lot of your Sencore, the older Sencore equipment, was very hard to read because the display wasn't very bright. Of course, they could be old and worn out. I'm very pleased with this. So I got to give this guy some positive feedback here when I get into the house, and I got to go check and see how that contest is. The drawing here is going with the entries and so forth. It's amazing how many people are entering that. Most of them that are entering it, I've never seen their names on my channel before. Oh well, it's the way it goes. All right, so thank you for watching. You have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, a good week or whatever, and we'll see you on a video real soon.